This is the filming review for the filming of the makeup scene, which is seen in the first verse of the music video. When we first anticipated filming this scene, we assumed it would be very straightforward, but there were a couple of factors that hindered that straightforwardness. When we were first planning the scene, we had said that we were going to use a dressing table where there was a big mirror already installed in it. However, none of the members of the group had a location where we could where it was like more practical, where it was practical for us to film in it. It was either they had a dressing room, but the room where it was in wasn't big enough for us to film in, or there just wasn't a dressing table in general. And so for that reason, we went and created a makeshift one. And so we created this by we just literally got a table, and then we put a black cloth over it, and then we just put it in against the corner of a room, which was blacked out with curtains. And so one member of the group had brought in a big mirror from her house into the school, and when it came to actually positioning the mirror, it was a bit tricky. It was hard for the mirror to stay still because the surface of the table that we were using was kind of like not really slippery, but it wasn't like hard enough for the mirror to stay in place. And also we couldn't we couldn't like lean the mirror against the wall, as obviously we had like the curtains going around, and if we were to place the mirror against the wall, the curtains will start to bend in, and then that kind of like it would look more obvious that there was curtains used instead of it literally just being like a blacked out room. And so for that reason, we had to get one member of the group to like hold the mirror. Like she had to stand behind the mirror and hold it. But where the mirror was, it was hard for her because in order for her to like hold it properly, she had to like put her fingers around the mirror. But obviously, if her fingers were around it, then her fingers would be seen in the camera shot. So we had to like angle our hands. She had to angle her hands. In a way that the mirror would stay balanced, like stay straight, would stay still and keep balance throughout the filming of that shot. Yeah, and so another withdrawal that we had was we had filmed in an over the shoulder shot. So the person who was holding the camera had to position themselves behind me, the artist, position herself properly in the over the shoulder shot. But she also had to position herself so she's not seen in the mirror, so she wasn't actually seen in the shot through the mirror. And so through a lot of trial and error and just like moving around, and we eventually managed to find a position that worked well for us, where we were able to get the shot that we needed. The final withdrawal of that scene was something that was affecting me personally. It was the fact that obviously in that scene I'm seen applying lipstick, but I can't apply lipstick without like looking directly at the mirror. But as the camera was being used as if it was the actual mirror, and that means like we weren't able to use the mirror. So I had to try my best to make sure I stayed like within the lining of my lips and make sure I didn't go over. And so for a lot of like trial and error, I managed to eventually not overstep the mark per se. So yeah, but aside from those three factors, the filming of this scene was very successful, as we managed to get the shots that we needed for the film.